talk to me.
I open the pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, brew, walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Yeah.
I open the pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, brew, walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me.
So this is just discussion, isn't it?
We just conversating. We just conversating.
All right.
But again, so if the Bible is against us, why the most powerful man described in the Bible looks like us? If the Bible's not for us.
I can't explain that. I can just explain what it does and what it's done to our people.
Well, hold on, wait.
That's
Let's
the
look
only
at the
I
rap
can
sheet.
explain.
Hold on, wait. Let's look at his rap sheet, right?
What has it done for us? Tell me what that's done for the black people.
What has it done for us?
What has it done for us?
Well,
What has Christianity brought for us? Or the
Well,
Bible?
hold
What
on.
has it done
This
for us?
isn't Christianity.
What has the Bible done for us?
What has it done for us? I'm gonna tell you what it hasn't done for us because we haven't listened to the Word of God. Go ahead.
Listen real fast. Yes, what is the Bible done for us? We've never used the Bible as people. Never. Ever. At any point. We've never used it. Hell, if we use it now, there'd be no such thing as black on black crime. If we kept thou shalt not kill, that wouldn't exist. If we kept Leviticus 19 verse 17 about loving your brother, we would never have hatred between each other. We never have tried this. The brother you see in front of you right now are people who are actually picking this up and applying it. That's why we're out here right now. That's why you see us with fringes on our shirts. That's why you see us with beards on our faces. That's why you see us loving our people. We are actually applying this. The Christian church doesn't do this. Like, we probably read to you. I haven't been here. We've probably read more verses to you than a Christian church has ever read to you at any point in your life.
That's not true. But go ahead.
I mean, I highly doubt that. Because I've been in a Christian church for 20-some years. I probably heard Galatians 3 and John 3:16, and that's it.
In the black church. I wasn't raised in the blach church.
Well, I mean, either way.
Either way. So
they still all about.
I was raised by the Jesuits.
Oh, okay.
So it's something totally different.
Well, it is, but it isn't. Because it still, at the end of the day, represent this.
Exactamundo.
Yes, we don't represent this. We tell our people Christ don't look like this. And this guy actually is a homosexual, literally, which is crazy. They try to paint the Messiah out to be a white homosexual. But that's a different story for a different time. What I'm saying is this: no matter if you're Jesuits, Baptist, Catholic,
it's all the same.
That's all the same because it all represents this. What we represent is what the Bible actually teaches and God's chosen people. That's what we represent. We don't represent nothing. We don't represent nothing outside of that. That's what we represent. This is something that you actually have a foundation on. Because in a Christian church, you don't have no foundation on nothing. You bow your knees to this, do whatever you want, and the people in there is probably worse than the regular people who are not in the church. I know you can attest to that. It don't matter if you're the Jesuits.
The thing is, I can do whatever I want. Well, I'm sorry, God.
Exactly. That's why they be worse.
That's a problem.
That's why they be worse than a lot of people who are not in the church. But with this holds you to a standard of some sort, a codified law that it holds you to. We don't deal with this. Oh, you just do whatever you want and nothing's gonna happen to you. We say you keep doing that, the Lord's gonna kill you. There ain't no. Oh, just say it's okay. No, the Lord's gonna kill you. That's what we teach. Because that's what the book teaches. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not all the same. It's not about hating women. Women can, matter of fact, give me Ezekiel chapter 9 real quick. Give me Ezekiel chapter 9. I want to show you something. It don't matter if you're man, woman, or child. Man, woman, or child, the Lord gonna kill you regardless. Right. If you're wicked. Give me that real fast. Ezekiel 9.
I don't believe he's that petty.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, and if he is that petty, why would you want to follow somebody that petty?
Do you fear your father? Do you fear your father?
As a child, yeah. As a child, yeah. But as an adult, no.
Yeah, but he raised you. You want your child.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4.
In that same form.
Verbatim, right? And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So basically, set a mark on basically a spiritual mark that show these people, just like what we're doing right now. We're setting a mark on people who are tired of America. You're tired of the way things are run here. You're tired of the way our people act in this place. Set a mark on them spiritually, like coming out and teaching.
Verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly.
Watch this. The people who don't have that mark, and when it's the time for the harvest, or when it's more or less like the end of the world whatsoever.
Verse 6, slay utterly old
old people,
and young,
people, kids,
both maids
women,
and little children,
and little children. Go ahead.
and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Now, this is what I'm saying. This ain't misogynistic. Anybody can get this. The Lord gonna kill man, woman, child, old. If you don't wanna follow after the God of the Bible, which is your God specifically, being a so-called African American man, who's like weird that God shows the people. If you don't want to follow him, that's fine. You're gonna die. That's what we are here teaching. That's how it is. That's how the Lord operates. Matter of fact, give me Second Chronicles. You know, bro. Because that's all it is, bro.
Someone who created the universe to be that petty, I can't.
I mean, that's what he wants to do. Just like,
get behind that.
But check this out, right? Check this out, right? It sounds crazy, but then you have somebody. Hold on, let me say something. It'll sound crazy, but like you have somebody who's a screenwriter, right? He'll write a play, right? Say if something happens in a movie that you don't agree with, that's his movie, right? He wrote the screenplay for it. They had the actors who acted it out, right? And you can't say nothing about that. That's his movie. That's what he decided to make. In the same fashion, the Lord put this, he wrote the screenplay. Here's God's chosen people. You're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. If you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you are going to die.
So you're saying God made everything, and then he said, okay, I made all these people, but I'm just going to keep this little section myself?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Ridiculous.
He said,
He doesn't love you.
But
He doesn't love you.
What's wrong with, but hold on,
Because
what's wrong with
you're
that,
saying
though?
that God said, that like Americans believe that we're so lucky, that Americans are better, only because of the luck of the draw. You didn't have to be born here.
Hold on, I didn't say that.
I didn't say to you. I said most Americans believe that they're so much privileged because they have to be born here.
Roman said.
The same thing is saying the same thing. Is that I had to be black. I was born black, so now I'm one of God's chosen people. But he loves me, but he doesn't love the rest of people.
Now hold on, fast. It's just not specifically because you have African people who are Hamites who are not God's chosen people. All I'm saying is the people who are recognizing themselves as blacks right now, who came off them slave ships, those are Israelites. That's what I'm saying. And if you descend from those people, hold up, brother, hold up.
Okay, go.
I'm saying those people who descend from that, the slavery, the traumas, all that stuff that happens to us specifically, are curses that are in the Bible. The people who descend from those people who go through those curses, like how we do, are the Israelites, because we made a covenant with the Lord and we broke it. That's why these things happen to us. But those people who are subject to those curses, like us, hold up. Those people who are subject to those curses, that's who has the golden ticket. That's the people who can't be saved. That's the only people God loves. That's what we're trying to say. We can't just break it down and say, oh, you black, you gonna make it. That's not what we're saying at all. It's deeper than that.
Who broke a covenant?
We broke the covenant.
Who broke a covenant?
We broke the covenant. I'll explain how we broke the covenant, right? Give me Exodus chapter 24. Let me show you how we broke the covenant. I went into this on Wednesday.
So you're talking about Exodus, you're going back to when Moses came out of the desert, right?
When Moses and the Israelites came out of the desert, yes.
Okay, all right.
You don't agree with the
Book of Exodus, chapter 24 and verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant.
The book of the covenant, this, the law,
and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord has said, we will do.
Wait, hey, check this out, bro. Check this out. Read that last sentence again.
All that the Lord has said,
all that the Lord has said in the law, statutes, commandments, in the Bible,
we will do.
We agreed to do that.
And be obedient.
Yeah.
And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people.
And sprinkled it unto us.
And said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord had made with you concerning all these words.
So that's when we got to join into the covenant. And we agreed to do all these things as a people, as a nation. Since we don't do those things, that's why the curses come upon us. That's why we went on slave ships. That's why our children got took from us and nothing we can do about it. That's why they call us names that aren't our names. That's why they call us niggas and spits and all these other things, because we transgress his laws. That's why that happens. And honestly, bro, and people look at me and say, oh, it's crazy for believing that. But if that's not the case, why does this happen to us specifically?
Throughout the world.
Or why does that happen to us specifically? Because that don't happen to the
It's the same story as apartheid started. What happened was Africa. Look at Africa itself. Africa itself is a tribal nation, and it gets conquered. Every nation gets conquered every 20 minutes because Africa is like this.
Every nation gets conquered every 20 minutes.
Every African nation has been colonized except one.
man. That's neither here nor there. Go ahead with your stuff.
Every African nation been colonized except one.
I mean, go ahead with your stuff.
Okay. So,
I don't know that 100%.
what's a bunch of, let's say this, Africa's a bunch of tribal countries.
Yeah, I know that.
Right.
That's what I said. Go ahead.
So they keep picking what happened like with the King Alfred plan. What he did was they picked certain countries, he picked them off and colonized them. South Africa. When they went, the British came to South Africa, fought the Zulus to a standstill. And what they told the Zulus is, hey, you and I will get together and we'll conquer all your enemies. The main thing in Africa is to control land or territories. And so certain tribes try to control certain territories. So Zulus had a billion enemies around, but the Zulus are the strongest nation in South Africa. So they drove the British and wiped out most of the, and enslaved the rest of the tribes. And so apartheid came about from that. The same thing with America, or blacks came to America. Usually what happens with slavery in Africa is one tribe conquers another tribe, and they take that tribe as prisoners. They bail people as prisoners. What happens, they start selling them to the Dutch, to the Portuguese, to the East Indian Trading Company, which is the English. They shipped them over here, and that came out of the slave trade. And so what happened, there's a guy named Paul Colcott Jones, who wrote the Christian Education of the Negro. And so what they did with the Negro is they instilled Christianity in the Negro and had them believing that they were bad, or they were the opposite of that. So that they turned the whites are good and blacks are bad. And so now, the mindset behind this is that we are looking for any excuse to uplift ourselves again, and looking through religion. Religion and Christianity is not meant for black people, because what happens is the Book of the Dead was actually the first book.
The first book?
The Book of the Dead. One of the first books. Well, one of the first books. I can't say the first book. One of the first books.
I will not agree.
You will not agree with that?
I will not agree with that. You can say what you. I will not agree. Okay. Honestly, I want to ask this question too.
Go ahead.
With the tribes getting conquered, what does that have to do with us? Because the thing about what I've been trying to tell you is, it's not just slavery. It's not just chattel slavery. In the curses, it gives you a laundry list of things that will happen to a certain people that don't happen to everybody. There's a lot of different people who went into slavery.
But you can't.
But hold on, at the same time, a lot of people didn't lose their culture. A lot of people don't stay in prison, literally. Like it says you will go into prison houses and nobody's going to save you out of that. We fit that. It says you're going to be called a different name. It's different. It's like a byword, like nigga. Like that knows nothing except black. That's nothing. That's not a nationality. Stuff like that don't happen to everybody.
Yeah, it's not a nationality.
I know what I'm saying, but that don't happen to everybody.
It does.
Some people, no,
to black people all over the world. It's not just here.
No, bro.
Go to England.
No.
When France won the World Cup yesterday, or 2 years ago, what they say? What was everybody saying?
What?
Congratulations, Africa, you won the World Cup. Because half the people, half the team were indigenous, were immigrants from other countries that they conquered or they colonized.
What does that do with my point?
It proves my point.
I mean, but you're not. But
what I'm saying is,
you're making a straw man argument, because you're making it seem like I'm saying only slavery. Like I'm saying, we're these people because just of our slavery that happened in the 1700s. That's not all I'm saying. That's part of it.
Okay,
but
I thought that's what you're saying.
But there's a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with that doesn't fit everybody else. Us being the tail and them being the head, and we have to be lenders to everybody. That doesn't happen to other people. Some people get taken over and put into slavery, and then eventually they rise back up into power. That's never happened to us, bro. That's something that's in the Bible. It talks about us being in prison houses. Everybody, all nationalities of people, is not in the prison houses and filling it up like how we do. Shalom. Like, just matter of fact, give me this one.
It does. It's in Brazil.
Go to Deuteronomy.
It's in Brazil the same way. South America.
That's right here, bro. That's our people. That's on the side.
South American?
Tribe of Asher.
Right there. Right. This whole
Indians? How could you say Seminole Indians?
Because they fit the curses. That's why we say that. It's not just it's one of those things where like you gotta kind of stop being so prideful, bro. And I'm not even saying that in a rude way.
Say what?
You're kind of being prideful, bro. Like how can this be like? At least get where I'm coming from before you start being dismissive. Like I'm not specifically doing. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm responding to it based off what you're saying. I'm not saying, oh man, you're just wrong. I'm not saying that. That's not how I'm doing it. Like, don't do me like that. Come on, bro. Just have it do
My main point with this, what you're saying, is it. I don't see where your dots connect. I don't see how you're connecting us being Israelites to being African. How can you connect Central Indians to Africa to Israelites? How can you connect Cubans to Israelites? You can connect Puerto Ricans to Israelites.
Why did I say we were Israelites?
Because we made a covenant with God when we came out of the desert.
And what else?
That's all I know.
And that's what I'm saying. You're not listening, bro. I'm saying this. Go ahead and give me give me a sign. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I'm going to start at verse 45. Moreover, all these curses,
like I said before, all these curses, that laundry list, the slavery, the slave ships, the being called a byword, having a nation come from all the way to from one side of the earth all the way to the other, complete you into slavery, change your nationality and change it to something else that doesn't apply to everybody. But read this again.
Moreover, all these curses,
those curses I just named, go ahead,
shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Like I said before, we broke the covenant.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Yeah, these curses shall be for a sign. It's like if you go to McDonald's, right? You see the golden arches.
Yeah.
That reminds you of what? McDonald's.
Right.
You see the big W thing, that's Whataburger. These curses are going to be on a sign to the true Israelites. That's how we can connect the dots to show that we're Israelites. Go ahead.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. So that these curses, generational curses, are going to be upon everybody who's an Israelite. Is going to continue upon their seed. That's how we know we're Israelites and we're Israelites.
Right.
The stuff that's happening to you, the stuff that's not happening to you. That's how we know. That's how we connect the dots. The same stuff that's happening to black people over here is the same stuff that's happening to Cuba. It's happening to the Hispanics. It's happening to the Native Americans. It's happening to us. And all those same plights are the same thing the Israelites are supposed to go through. And if I read in the Bible where it says those curses, those same plights that we go through, are the same thing as ours, that means what? We are the Israelites. Because somebody has to be these people. That's what we're saying. That's how we connect the dots. It's really...
Somebody's got to be oppressed.
No, somebody has to be the Israelites. That's what I say. And the Israelites will be oppressed, yes. That's a key sign.
Right, yeah.
But it's not just oppression. It's more than that. It's
So the Jews in the Holocaust, were they
First of all,
Israelites?
man, God. First of all, bro, you're talking about thousands of people calling themselves Jews. They're really converts. They're Khazarian converts who got put through a thing called the Holocaust, right? And thousands of them died. I'm gonna say it like this: boo-hoo. Oh, when we came from Africa all the way to here, millions of us died on the way here.
Right.
And then we went through centuries of slavery after that. You gonna tell me that's equivalent to what we went through? Or on any type of level? Like, if we're gonna go with people get enslaved all the time, hell, people go through the Holocaust all the time then. This shit happens then.
That's not.
I'm just saying.
That's not true.
Just saying, just genocide happened to people. We can't make that argument.
Genocide does happen.
I'm just saying, we can't make that argument. Everybody goes in slavery, and then we got to bring up the Holocaust like that's something different.
I'm saying,
go ahead.
Genocide happens to a lot of people. It doesn't happen to black people.
Yeah.
But if you go to Africa, we commit genocide against our own. It's one country against another country, one tribe against another.
Hell, Israel been doing that between the tribes. People do that. It's called tribe.
I'm trying to figure out how you're making your point on how these people are. You're saying that because we broke the covenant and now they're business curses on this set of people, but it seems like curses on a lot of different people besides just this
no, there
we
isn't.
have here.
No, there isn't. Just give me Amos 3 and 1. Say where you at. Say it to the curses. Say it to me. Give me Amos 3 and 1.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
Say what? Say what?
You only have I known.
The Lord only knows Israel.
Of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you.
What?
I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So he's going to punish us for all of our iniquities. He's not punishing everybody for their transgression of Moses' law. So when we break Moses' law, which is the covenant we're talking about, we get subject to the curses. And on top of that, if you read the curses, everybody can't be subject to that, because as part of the curses is we will be the tail and then they will be the head. Meaning somebody's always going to be having a power to rule over us, as far as like having finances, wealth, and power over us. So somebody has to be not subject to the curses. So that can't be for everybody.
Right.
Like that don't make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to actually study. Like you have to try to get my point before you start trying to like, oh, I don't see how you don't get it. Like I'm showing you based off of the curses. I'm showing you basically what the Bible says.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147, and I'm going to start at verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He has not done the same way he done to us and made the covenant with us. He hasn't done with any other nation.
And as far as his judgments, they have not known them, praise ye the Lord.
So as far as his law, statutes, commandments, and the covenant, he hasn't, like everybody else doesn't know that, only we know that. That's why he punished us. That's why it goes to Amos 3. That's why he punished us for our sins. And since we sin, we get thrown on slave ships, like Deuteronomy 28, verse 68 says. We get a yoke of iron put upon us. That didn't happen to everybody until they destroyed us. And he said, matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. Right? No, you need 48. 48, fine.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
That's why we have to go to Walmart, go to the Walmart family to buy clothes or whatever. On all these other stores, we got to go to our enemies to buy things, but we can't buy things from our own people. It's fine, we can open up a business, but where they get their materials from? The so-called white man or the Asian man.
And in all of thy things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
Did that happen to everybody? Did a yoke of iron, literally a metal brass thing, as you see in every slave movie. Did that happen to everybody?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, did that happen to everybody? No. You can't say that. So these are specific things. Go ahead.
God, verse 49.
No, finish that verse out.
No, that was it.
He said, yoke of iron until he what?
Oh, until he hath destroyed thee.
Until he destroyed thee. And that's not a physical destruction because we're still here. That destroyed is destroyed mentally. Who is the most destroyed mentally people out here?
Okay.
Bro, we ain't got no land. We calling ourselves a color, bro.
Let's say this. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let me ask you this. Okay, I believe you're right. You convinced me. What is that going to do to help me as a black person?
What is that got to do to help you as a...
How are you going to help me?
I mean...
How are you going to help our people?
Honestly,
what does it need to do with our people?
Okay, three things. I'm saying three things. First thing, that's not going to help you as a black person. There's nothing I can do to help you as a black person. The only thing I can help you do is be an Israelite. Being black is a color. Black is not a nationality. Black is nothing to hold on to. There's no foundation in that. But there's a foundation in calling yourself an Israelite because you're, first and foremost, you're God's chosen people. You're a God on this earth as a ruler, and you're going to be the ruling power coming very soon if you do what you're supposed to be doing. And what are you supposed to be doing? Keeping the law, statutes, commandments of God. Hold on, I don't want that. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently,
listen diligently to the Lord,
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments,
keep the covenant that he made with us,
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That's what we need to do. We need to keep the covenant so the Lord can set us on high above all people. Because right now the Lord says below everybody as a people. No matter where you go, I can go to Japan right now, I'm gonna get called a nigga. I go to China, I can get called a nigga. And no matter where I go, I'm going to be regarded as a nigga. And I'm gonna be treated as such. But if I start keeping these law, statutes, commandments and teach my people to do that, then we're gonna be established above everybody. That's what we need to do. That's the solution.
That's the solution.
That's the solution. And matter of fact, just on a basic, if you want to take the whole mystique out of it and take the spirituality out of it, hell, if we kept the covenant, 90% of our problems as black people will disappear.
For real.
Hell, thou shalt not kill, black on black crime, gone. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's, anything the neighbor has. Hold on real fast. Hold on real fast. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's, anything that neighbor owns, right? Don't you see people looking at people to get a lick on, to take their stuff? What nationality people do that? That's us. We do that. That ends if we keep the laws of covenant. And you laughing at that, but honestly, bro, that's the truth.
What I'm saying is because You have to travel, and you have to read a little bit of history.
How does that? Well, hold up, bro. Like, that's a straight cop out, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, bro.
Only in America.
I'm just saying, look, bro. Everybody up here travels. Everybody up here knows this, bro. I went to college, bro. I'm not no crazy dude. I'm not no crazy. If we want to get worldly about it, I have a college degree, bro. Like I've been to school, I'm studying. I'm not just some crazy dude up here with a
Where'd you go to school?
Huh?
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school in Waco.
I went to Lincoln University, Pennsylvania.
Went to
HBCU.
Yeah, historic black college.
Yes, sir.
I kind of wanted to go to one of those, but that's beside my point. That's beside my point real fast. I'm just saying like this, like you have to honestly sit here and try to encapsulate what I told you. Like as far as like, matter of fact, get Exodus 20.
I get what you're telling me, and I get you reading about the Bible and all that, but you can't beat what I've seen in Jamaica. You can't beat what I've seen in Uruguay.
Jamaicans are Israelites.
That's us.
Uruguay are Israelites.
How can that be Israelites?
You look at the sign.
It was the same.
We would have to walk you through prophecy and history so you can understand.
Haiti, Dominican, the Dominican Republic.
How did they get there? Seminole Indians. How did they get there? How do you say Seminole
How'd they
Indians
get on the
are
sign?
Israelites?
How'd they get on the sign? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, how'd they get on the sign? How does Seminole Indians?
Before we even get to that,
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait, let me say this. They fit all the curses that you talk about.
Don't the Native Americans fit the curses? Didn't they get their land taken? Didn't somebody come from one side of the give me that right word from one side of the earth.
They fit all the curses that you talk about.
Let me just show you
It's a
something.
lot more than the curses.
And then give me Exodus 20. Give me Exodus 20.
Archaeology, it's a lot. So for you to ask a general
watch this.
question, it takes a lot to
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall send a nation against it.
Did this happen? I want to ask you this question. Did this happen to the
I
Seminole
understand,
Indians?
but the foundation that you talk about archaeology is about.
Hey, hold up, brother.
Yeah, my bad.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A nation against thee from far. Did that happen to the Seminole Indians?
Yes.
From one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth,
All the way from one side of the earth, all the way to come against them, as swift as the eagle flies. Matter of fact, that happened to him, right? What was the flag of the people who did that? What was on that flag?
It was a Spanish flag.
Yeah, what's on that flag? There was an eagle on it, right?
Read that part again.
God, as swift as the eagle flieth,
As swift as the eagle fly.
a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Did they understand the English or the Spanish or the Dutch? Did they understand any of their tongues? No, they fit that.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
Bro, they had 3, 4, and 5-year-olds picking cotton and bowing down to this. They fit those same curses just like we do. Oh my God. What's going on right here, man?
Hey, Doc, you should probably leave it there and bring your car around.
Yeah, man.
Hey, bro. You need to sit, dude.
Yeah.
Don't carry it. Bring your car around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Man, bro, it's like
Be careful.
8 o'clock, bro.
One
Hey,
thing.
brother, check this
One
out.
thing. Yeah, go ahead.
So now, the so-called black men in America, during our slavery, did we have livestock that was our own? That we utilized for like wares and food? Did we have that?
Later on, yeah, but not during slavery. No.
Not during slavery, though, right? Okay, watch this. Deuteronomy 28, verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thine face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt save none to rescue them. Didn't this happen to the Seminole and the so-called natives, and even the so-called Hispanics, who are all indigenous Americans? Didn't that happen to them? But when did that happen to the so-called black man in America?
Swiftly taken away. That's what I'm saying. Like it's deeper than just slavery. It's specific things.
But you're talking about just that one period, but it happened. We got sold in slavery by our own people. So it wasn't just like we got sold in slavery by our own people.
Wait.
What happened with slavery was what happened in Africa was a lot like apartheid.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
So
about.
people conquered another tribe, so white guys.
Yeah, but that don't mean. But we're not saying everybody in Africa is an Israelite. You got Hamites. Honestly, the majority of Africa, I say, is Hamites. That's not it. That's not Israelites. Yeah. And those people took us into slavery. And hell, I'll even go and say some Israelites, captured Israelites, sold them off to the white man just to get a come up. And then after they did that, they came back around and grabbed their ass off the stores.
But they got taken to somewhere else. Interiors of Africa.
And on top of that, which is little known, it's a little known topic. They actually have some scholars talking about how they found out they had some Hamites on the ship and sent them back.
I was just about to say that.
I thought they threw them overboard.
I was just about to say that.
Nah, they sent them back. Like
They knew who they had.
They sent them
They
back.
knew who they had.
Yeah, bro. That happened.
Okay.
What's my? Oh no, I want to go back to my point real fast. Let me ask you this one.
I disturbed you too much, man. I disturbed you too much.
No. We out here for y'all anyway. Now I got to deal with this though. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you get off of what you said before. This is how you said we got to do some travel. Just like I was saying before. Read. Give me that story.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Now, if black people, let's deal with black people right now. If black people in America kept thou shalt not kill, we have so many murders. You said if we kept that one law specifically, would we have that many murders?
Yes, we would.
How?
Yes, we would.
How? How, bro?
Caucasian itself killed.
No, not Caucasian. I'm talking about us, between us. We have murders between us if we kept thou shalt not kill.
Yeah, we still have a lot of murders.
Between us.
Between us?
As
Black
just
on black.
People,
Oh, black
black
on-
on black. I'm talking about black on black crime.
That's
Bro, you have to like
okay, if you say that, okay, all right.
Exactly.
I don't
That's what I'm saying,
agree.
like, just
I can't give it
real.
You gotta
The
be
black
real
on
about
black
it.
thing is crazy. That's
Why?
crazy. That's crazy.
Why? Why is it
That's
crazy?
crazy.
Why is it crazy? We hate each other as people. We the only people who will literally step on somebody's shoe and they gotta die. When white people step on our shoe, we're not killing them. You don't see that on the news. Ever. Hell, you probably don't even see that ever in general. We're the only people who do that. Like, come on.
I've been around white people. Yeah, it happens to them.
Man, this dude.
Oh, you gotta be real. Come on, man.
I've been around white people. Tell me they do that.
Well, I've been around a lot of white people. White people don't do that. White people treat each other with manners for the most part.
Bullshit. I think that's correct. No, they don't.
I'll say that, bro. I've been hanging out with white people for 20-something years, bro.
Right.
Like, before the truth, I was hanging out with white people more than black people. I'd say it like that.
All right, I get
And this, bro. Yeah, bro.
They got weird stuff going on. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. They got weird stuff going
But
on.
it's not as evil and grimy as it is
It's
with,
not as grimy
with
at all.
our people. Like
I think it is.
it's beefing, man.
I think
Like
it's more so.
you can be from another block and die because you're from another street. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
It's
come
deeper.
on,
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts. You know?
No niggas grimy, bro. Like, come on, man.
You got your own family hating against you.
How old are you, bro? How old are you?
I'm 57.
You 57? You
And
like,
I'm from Chicago.
so you
And you from
Whoa,
Chicago.
come on.
You lying to me.
Come on now.
What's going on in Chicago right now, bro?
I gotta
Been
put the
going
camera
on
on you,
since
bro.
What you talking about then?
Been going on
What you
since
talking
But-
about? You been lying to me,
I'm
man.
not lying to you. I'm
Bro,
lying
can
to
you-
you.
can you not
I
be
think the
real
black
with
on
me?
black crime thing, I've seen it, but I think the black on black crime thing is a construct, a political construct of the companies that you all hate. Trilateral and Skull and Crossbones and all that kind of shit. But the black on black thing is a myth. Only because we're on top of each other. That's the only reason why I spoke.
I will say this. It is because it is on top of that is
We are all on top of each other.
we are all on top of each other.
If
That's
you want to
true.
kill 90% of black people in America,
and-
you'd hit a major
and
city.
that comes from redlining. You know about redlining?
I know what redlining is.
Well, we
I'm
can
also a
only-
real estate agent. I know what redlining
I know
is.
you probably be redlining too.
No, I'm not redlining. I'm not redlining.
Redlining is when they made it so black people don't live on one side of one particular part of town.
I'm gentrifying. I'm not redlining.
See, bro, that's even worse.
Bro, come on now. Come on now. Hey.
Bro, people, man. Come on, man.
Redlining is like
This nigga's an advocate for the white man. Bro, I do, like,
Hey, I think of Maccabees. That's joining Maccabees,
yes,
man.
bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. Gentrifying
I'm
Why?
gentrifying.
Why?
I'm knocking people's doors.
Why are you doing that, bro?
Because my ultimate goal is to go back to black churches.
Oh, man.
Right? Wait. I want to go back to black churches and say, okay, let me help you find your people and get them homeowners. Because the only way we're gonna get any power as black people, as Israelites or people of color, is to get land.
How you gonna do that gentrifying?
Get them out of there. If they're not doing anything with it, get them the fuck out of there. Get them somewhere else they can thrive
And
at.
put them where?
Get them somewhere else they can thrive at.
They was thriving there.
No, they weren't thriving there. And West Dallas. If they were thriving in West Dallas, the white guys went into never came in and took all that property.
You helping a white man, bro.
You helping the white man get your people out of there.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
Have you been to West Dallas?
Yes. But no, you said, get away, hold on, let's try to look at this rationally. Wait, bro, hold on, let's try to look at this rationally, real quick. You say they're not thriving here. This is 90% of the people who live there, that's the only thing they can afford. So you telling me you're gonna go over there, slap a Whole Foods over there, to where raise up the rent prices to it. Now they gotta leave. And then they got to go somewhere where they couldn't afford in the first place. Now they gotta turn around, turn to drugs, they gotta start selling drugs, they gotta hit licks on their people to survive. How is that helping our people?
Who's moving in those gentrified neighborhoods?
Yes. Stop putting
Not
my
us.
people there.
Not us.
What are you doing?
So Black Wall Street, was that a successful, thriving black community?
Yes, it was.
And what destroyed it?
They were bombed.
By who?
Destroyed.
By who?
White people in the neighborhood.
Did they get to rebuild that up?
No, they did not.
It was gentrified after it was destroyed, right?
I don't know. I don't know what happened after this.
Bro, you know it's not there no more.
Yeah, it's not there no more. I know it's bombed.
You know what's there. You know what's there right now.
No,
Does that look like them?
Yeah.
So how can we thrive when we try to thrive, and when we do it, it gets taken away from us by military force? How can we thrive?
He said it don't make sense.
The only way we can thrive is by getting land back.
We had it, and they
Take
took
it.
it from us.
We gotta get it back again.
No, forget Black Wall Street. You're taking it from them.
Wait.
That part,
Wait.
Yeah, he's taking it.
Economic freedom comes from land ownership. Then you take that economic freedom, or the money you buy from economics, or your land, and you buy politicians. When you buy politicians, you can change the laws. Once you change laws, you can change police laws.
Bro, we've been buying politics. We've been trying to.
No, we haven't. Voting has done
So
nothing.
black people ain't been voting. So
It doesn't do anything for us.
That's the point.
It doesn't do anything for us.
That's the point.
You're trying to assimilate in a society that's against
What do
you.
you like?
No, I'm not.
This thing is
I don't wanna
against
be.
us.
It's against me.
You want to,
That's what I'm saying.
but you try.
I'm saying the exact same
look,
thing.
You want us to own land here, right?
Yes.
But you're not contributing to black land ownership because you're
Not only are you not
gentrifying where blacks
contributing,
are.
not only are you not contributing, you're taking it away.
Take it away. Yes. If you're not doing anything with it,
Oh my God!
If you're not doing anything with it-
First Maccabees.
Yeah, bring it out. Bring it out.
Bro, I'm like, bro, I think you gotta be one of the people who gotta die, man. I'm sorry. I'm not being rude. I don't even mean that.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand, but your words have no power. Your words have no power because it's made up. It's made up. All Christians are black people are Christians. It's crazy. Christians trying to kill black people.
Trying to kill black people.
You're causing black people to
Taking
kill
your
them.
land, you're not doing anything with it, taking it from you.
Straight to the noggin.
I'm applying the Harriet Tubman rule.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I'm applying the Harriet Tubman
First
rule.
Maccabees, chapter 11 and verse 21. This guy right here. My goodness. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people.
That's right.
That's kind of that's like you, bro.
You know what I am?
I think you hate
You know what I
your
am?
people.
You know what Harriet Tubman is?
I know who Harriet
Harriet
Tubman
Tubman
is.
is? When they were on the Freedom Trail, what happened? What did she do when somebody said, "Hey, I want to go back"? What did she do?
I'm asking you. What are you gonna do?
She shot him in the fucking head.
So how does that correlate?
So if you're not doing anything with your land, if you're not developing it and making it better, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head.
So you're saying if you're not doing nothing with your land, don't give it to the right people.
Yes.
Stay over here high.
No, Gary, Reggie, I called you a whole different name because I heard this thing. Put him on camera. You're saying so your solution is if black people are not doing nothing with their land, give it to white people.
No, take it away from them. Take it away from
And give it to white people.
You have to give it to white people. You give it to whoever can afford it. I don't care.
Wow. But after you gentrify it, who's gonna afford it?
Hey man, that's the law of the land, Doc.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Financial, baby.
So what about the Indians?
Financial, baby. It's too late for all that stuff you're talking about.
God,
Financial.
read it again.
Maccabees chapter 11, verse 21. Then certainly ungodly niggas, persons.
There you go.
Person,
No,
go ahead.
read it right. Read what it said. That's what he meant.
Read what it said.
Then certain ungodly niggas
There we go.
who hated their own people
Yeah.
went to the king and snitched.
And with it what?
And snitched.
Fish, bro. You want to get niggas out their house and say this is gonna be better for them?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So what's the
I didn't say
alternative?
that. I didn't say that.
So,
I didn't say it was gonna be there for
gentrify them,
I
take
don't
them
know.
out their house and put them where, bro?
I don't know. Where they can afford to go? Because I'm gonna pay them.
That's the only place they can afford. That's why they was there.
If you're not doing anything with it,
If I
if you're not doing anything
if I
with
can live in
development,
Frisco,
that's like having
Jerry Jones,
That's like
I
you
would live
having
there,
that's
but I
like-
can't.
That's the same thing as religion. Or just whatever you're preaching. How's that Bible? There's nothing for you. So I'm
just
gonna take it
ain't
away. I'm
nothing
gonna
for
shoot it in
me.
the head, dude.
How does
I'm
it
gonna kill
that
it.
for me?
If I have to be that nigga, I gotta be that nigga. I gotta be that
guess so.
nigga. I guess so.
I guess so.
I'm gonna be the realist among the groups.
No, you a house
The
nigga.
realest.
No.
Real house
You
nigga.
seen
Yeah.
Django? You seen
I saw
Django?
Django.
You saw
I saw Django.
Samuel L.
You
Jackson.
Samuel L.
I'm Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, you Steven. Man, you Steven, man, for
I'm Uncle
real.
Ruckus. You telling me I'm Uncle Ruckus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
like,
for real.
I come to that conclusion.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that shit is crazy.
Like, I'm damn near confounded. I don't know what to do with this guy.
I don't even know what to read a verse, bro.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and a law of life for an heritage. This ain't religion. This is our literal heritage that was taken away from us and
repackaged and sold to you as that.
It's so to you is that. That's what it is.
No, it was sold to you as that.
No,
It was sold to you.
you
It
are
was
the
sold to you as
what
that.
happened.
It was sold to you as that.
John 8,
And so that's why
they didn't use the Bible.
They did use the Bible, bro.
I heard people say that. How they
Bro,
gonna use,
bro,
how they gonna use the Bible?
wait,
But you have Bible,
wait.
but hold up.
I'ma
You
prove
got
it to you.
Bible.
I'ma
Hold
prove
up,
it to
wait.
you.
You got they use the Bible,
I'ma
but
prove
in
it
the
to you.
Bible it says when you steal up a
prove it
man
to
and
you.
sell it them, you have to pay for it. But they use the Bible. That's
I'm
bad.
gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna show you the
the book
book.
of John, chapter 8,
show you
verse
the book.
44. Ye are of your father the devil.
You are your father the devil, man. You follow the white man. That's the damn devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You follow this guy, man.
And the lust of your father,
The wants of your father, whatever the white man wants, if you want to come take your land, that's the same thing you're talking about.
ye will do.
You're doing the same thing. And the crazy thing about this, Christ talking about this to Israelites, bro.
Man.
Like, and the Bible ain't real, but I'm seeing it play out
This
right now.
this man is a curse.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
You killing niggas. You killing niggas out their house.
Wow.
You slapping a Whole Foods in their neighborhoods when their prices go up. You talking about rent. It's like you want to go renew your lease. And like, you usually go up by probably $10, $20. I should go up $100, $200. Bro, and what's crazy, that's one of them niggas who was in Waco when I was living in Waco, bro.
Yeah,
He said, when Baylor went to slap their big ass stadium and have a whole bunch of infrastructure for their school and drop that stuff in the hood and kick everybody out.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on the door and saying, hey, you gotta go. Here's $2,000. Go find a place to live.
Hey, I already know what he's looking for. He's looking for that joint in Colossians.
I
Where it
know.
say servants obey your master.
I know.
I already know what he's looking
Yeah,
for.
man. Is that what you got?
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, right?
No.
What you
What
got?
you looking for?
The books, How to Make a Negro a Christian.
We're not Christians.
We're not Christians.
No one has ever said that this is a religion or
The
Christianity.
religious destruction of the Negroes in the United States.
You know what? I know exactly. I got a
No,
piece
no,
of
no. I want to see where you're from.
I know exactly.
I mean, like, I'm trying to see, like, how does that prove your point if we're not Christians? We don't believe in nothing Christians believe in.
Right.
They believe in Trinity, we don't believe in it. They believe Christ is God, we don't believe in it. What else do they believe? And everybody can be saved, we don't believe in it. They said the law's done away with, we don't believe in it. So,
They believe that the white man's superior. You don't believe
we
that.
don't believe that. They say manifest destiny, we don't believe that. They believe Christ is the white man in the fact, we don't believe that. I mean, not sure, man. Fuck with all the time. But I'm saying like this, we don't believe none of that, bro. Like, so what's the point of trying to make it a Negro a Christian? Like, honestly, bro, Negroes need this. Like, matter of fact, give me Psalms. Psalms 1. God, bro, let me read the Bible.
No, I don't need that, dude. That doesn't do anything for us. That does nothing for us as a people.
I mean, what's funny,
That'll do
you
nothing
say that,
for us.
you say that, but
That'll
you
do-
had to agree with me when I said if we kept thou shalt not kill, that would stop murder. And then you try to
Do
repackage it.
nothing for us, Doc.
And then you try to repackage it.
Nothing for
This
us.
is Psalm chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Bless the man that walketh not in the counsel of God, like this man and the so-called white men, or white man, woman, and child, and what they believe in. And this, bless the man that don't walk in that. Go ahead.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners,
Yeah.
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Yeah.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Yeah. And the lies of what?
In the law of the Lord.
The holy covenant that the God gave us, the Yahweh in the Hebrew, he gave us this covenant, right? It is these laws, statutes, and commandments to keep so we can prosper in this land. Go ahead.
And in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
That's why trees.
So, wait.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish what I didn't finish this verse before we go anywhere. Just like how you see trees that are located near bodies of water grow way bigger because their roots can get to the water and prosper a lot better than trees that aren't.
That bringeth forth his fruit in his season.
Yeah.
His leaf also shall not wither. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Whatsoever the man who keeps the law, statutes, and commandments, what's gonna happen?
Shall prosper.
He shall prosper. Just like how I said we don't keep this Bible, we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments in this Bible. We don't keep nothing in this Bible as a people. That's why we don't prosper. It's very simple. It's very
Teach
simple.
you nothing about prosperity in that.
How?
What are you talking about?
How?
You don't know what's in it.
How do you not? How do we prosper? How do we
First
prosper?
of all, we're not going to prosper unless we stop killing each other. We ain't going to prosper unless we stop lying to each other, stop worshiping a whole bunch of different gods, all those things. We ain't going to stop. We're still on zero.
That's not a
Level
plan.
zero.
That's not a plan.
That's
sir.
not, I haven't even got into the plan. I just made a general statement. Like, we're not going to get nowhere until we stop doing those things. We can't even make a plan until we stop doing those things. And that's already found in the Bible. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, because that's childish, bro. All
what?
of it's childish, bro.
How's it
It's
childish?
like you're wishing on some kind of fairy tale person to come down here and solve all your problems. That's not going to solve our problems.
As a matter of fact, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Ain't nobody said we waiting on somebody to we're not like we never telling our people. We're not waiting on God. God is waiting on us, bro. Until we get ourselves right, I said we got to get ourselves right and actually have an action and do things. We're not talking about waiting on a fairy tale. We're not Christians, bro. We ain't teaching this. Oh, we just waiting on Jesus. We ain't waiting on Jesus. He's just waiting on us. Unless we get ourselves right, stop murdering each other, stop hating each other, stop freaking doing everything under the sun that's evil to each other, nothing's going to change. That's the plan. That's such a solid plan. You'd rather us to get away from that than just to do gentrification. That's not a plan.
I want
Kicking
to
niggas out their
prosper.
house.
If you're not
No,
prospering,
I
get out
only
of the
been
way.
out here. I only been recording for an hour and 3 minutes.
That's a white man thought when
That's
he
what
came
the
over
white
here.
man thought. And to the Native Americans, matter of fact, look at that. The Native Americans, they was prospering.
Right.
And the so-called white man said, let me just take your land. Let me just gentrify.
You're not doing that all your bison. Let me just
kill all you, like, that's what you agree with?
No.
That's what you said, though. That's exactly what you said. Oh, y'all not doing the land like how we would do it, so let me just take it.
Right, let me just kill these motherfuckers and just take it.
And you're doing the same thing. Let me go open up a Whole Foods over here. Now your rent, instead of $1,500, now you're paying $3,000. Oh, well, I mean, hey, if you want to stay here, you're prosper, get out of the way. Like, come on,
Exactamundo. That's the American way.
That's kind of stupid,
That's it.
bro.
And how you? What do you think is gonna? You think, okay, we make this fairy tale place where we don't. The Black Panthers already tried to do that. What happened to them?
The white man killed them.
Yeah.
That's what happened to them.
Yeah.
The white man's the devil the Bible speaks of. How does that prove your point?
Right.
This will not help us.
Why?
I don't think it's
As a matter of fact, how do you know that? Because just like I'm saying, you deal with the scientific method, right? You have an hypothesis, and then you do it. I know he's not getting it, bro. It's the scientific method, right? This is why you can't say this ain't gonna help us. The scientific method, right? You have a hypothesis, you have your examination and experimentation. You get your results and you make your conclusion. We've never done this before. This has never ever happened. We're in the experimenting time period right now. For you to draw any type of conclusion to say this ain't gonna help us is retarded, and it's not based on any type of logic. I know what's not gonna help us: kicking niggas out their house. I don't know how that's ever helped anybody.
I think it will.
Kicking people out their house helps people.
Well, not kicking.
That's what you're doing. Don't try to sugarcoat it. That's what you're doing. How's that helping
people out the house?
That's like saying like have you ever bird? You know how birds like kick the baby out the nest and they gotta try to fly away, but if they can't fly, they just hit the ground. You can kicking baby chicks out their nest, knowing that they ain't got no wings, and allowing them to hit the ground. That's what you're doing.
Okay, if you say so.
That's literally what you're doing. Like I don't understand how you don't understand that, bro. Like how do you sleep at night knowing you're forcing black and Hispanics out their homes and replacing them with white people? How do you sleep at night knowing that? That's I would be feeling like I would feel just like how somebody has to abort babies every day. How do you go to sleep at night? Like I put you on that same pedestal because you're killing people the same way. Because what am I going to turn to after that? If I could only live in the worst parts of Dallas, and that's the only thing I can afford at that time period, and I got kids, and you're going to kick me out of my house.
You're oversimplifying.
Where am I going to go?
You're oversimplifying the same thing when you say black on black crime. You're oversimplifying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You ran away from what I said.
No, I'm not. I sleep very well because what I do is I go in and try to help improve neighborhoods.
By putting white people there, that's what you do.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe so. Yeah.
Okay, it is.
Okay. Say that. I'm gonna agree with you.
That's that statement.
I'm gonna agree with you.
You said you improve neighborhoods by putting white people in.
Yeah, they might get like 30, 40 grand.
I don't think so, but go ahead. Yeah.
That's what you said.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm agree with you. I'm agree with you.
How do you not see that's bad? Like, how do you reconcile that in your mind to where like I'm doing good?
Because here's where. Not making this analogy earlier. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean,
you see I said the same thing earlier. I made my point earlier. Come on, man. I made my point earlier. I think it's the same thing. Well, my point is the same thing as Harry Tubman.
No, it isn't.
If you tell me, if you have land, and you have the nerve to develop it.
Just real quick. Right. Now, we're talking about prospering our life. This is somebody who deals with real estate. He thinks putting black people out of their houses and gentrifying their neighborhoods is prospering. You think that's prospering?
Thank you.
You see?
That's simple.
That's an easy answer.
No, because
not easy.
I gave your point.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Go ahead.
God, I gotta go celebrate my anniversary.
God, the book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 20. Verse 18.
Anyway.
As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool, and the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense.
Talk without sense. It's madness to say gentrifying an area, and you're improving a neighborhood by putting white people, by replacing it with niggas and putting white people.
You're generalizing like you're saying.
That's what it is. Don't add extra stuff like
That's exactly what it is, man.
bro.
Dude, I used to do
Again, all praise Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai. Kwame Asherala. Shalom.